Thank you for this beautiful day and having Matt and Karen join together as husband and wife.
As a little girl, I never spent time picturing my wedding day or imagining the person I would marry. Now I understand why, because the love we share is more extraordinary and beautiful than anything I could have dreamed. As I stand here today, I'm overwhelmed by how fortunate I am to have found a love like this. I always believed someone as remarkable as you existed, but I never imagined I could experience such a profound love.
Love is pleading with time to slow down. It is savoring the small moments, like a kiss before bed, an evening stroll, a shared bagel on a Saturday morning, holding hands in silence during a long car ride, countless moments woven together. Love is the bliss of knowing exactly where you want to be, if only for a beautiful moment. And where I want to be is right next to you, together with love, always.
So on behalf of Matt and Karen, I would like to welcome you all here and thank you for joining us for this beautiful day at Nakoma in beautiful Northern California. We appreciate all it took for you to get here, whether you're coming from near or far. It's a great time of great change and new beginnings, and each of you has given love, support, and guidance to Karen and Matthew to get them to this moment in their lives and at this point in their relationship. Your presence here to be witnesses on this day shows the couple how much you care about them, and they are honored to share in this special day with you. First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today to celebrate this joyous occasion. It is truly an honor to stand before you as we come together to witness and affirm the union of Karen and Matthew. Today we are surrounded by the love and support of family and friends, and it is this very support that will be a foundation for Karen and Matthew as they embark on this new chapter of their lives together. We gather here not just to witness their vows, but to share in the joy of commitment to one another. Karen and Matthew have chosen to make a lifelong promise, a promise to support, honor, and love each other through all of life's adventures. And while this day marks the beginning of their journey as a married couple, their story really began long before today. This story really began back in 2021. And every great love story has a beginning, and this starts in Palmdale, California, affectionately known as Palm Hell, and I'll give credit to Teresa Daca for that. And anybody that's ever been to Palmdale will understand why it's called Palm Hell. So Matt started working at Northrop Grumman. While at Northrop Grumman, he met Karen. Matt moved to nearby Lancaster and bought a home in Lancaster. And Karen, at that time, who had her eye on Matt, decided to help him move in the day he closed on his house. And it was truly what we would call love at first bite. And you're going, what does that mean, love at first bite? Well, after they moved in on closing day, Karen and Matt were exploring their new property. And Karen was walking along the fence line and heard a couple of dogs barking and decided, hey, we have some dogs that are our neighbors. And as she walked along the fence line, unfortunately, the two dogs were pit bulls, and one of the pit bulls leaped up and bit her in the face. So hence, love at first bite. So Matt and Karen's one of their earliest dates happened to be in the emergency room at the Lancaster General Hospital. And a few weeks later, Matt's mom, my wife Carlene, went to visit, and when she walked in the front door of the new home, she saw Karen up on a ladder above the fireplace painting Matt's house. Carlene promptly took a photograph of Karen up on the ladder, texted it to me or sent it to me, and both of us knew at that point that Karen was definitely a keeper. So we moved on from love at first bite. Matt had just bought the home. And this loving love story budded and evolved to where it got us here today. And every love story is in fact unique. And Karen and Matthew's have one that is filled with laughter, support, and deep understanding. It is evident to everyone who knows them that they have found something truly special in each other. Their love is a testament to the beauty of partnership and the joy of sharing life's moments together. As we move forward with the ceremony, let us take a moment to reflect on the significance of this occasion. It is a celebration of love, of unity, and of the shared journey that Karen and Matthew are about to embark on. Let us all be present not only as witnesses, but as supporters of this beautiful commitment. And as we proceed with the vows and the exchange of the rings, let us do so with hearts full of joy and excitement for the future that lies ahead for this wonderful couple. So without further ado, let us begin this special ceremony. Yes, you could be seated. So without further ado, let us begin this special ceremony. and celebrate the love that has brought us all together today. We now come to one of the most meaningful parts of today's ceremony, the exchange of vows. Karen Andaka and Matthew Ryan Gutman, you stand here today because you have found something extraordinary in each other. These vows are not just words. They are promises that will guide you throughout your lives together. They are the heart of your commitment, the foundation upon which you build your future. Karen, it's now time for you to share your vows with Matt.
As a little girl, I never spent time picturing my wedding day or imagining the person I would marry. Now I understand why, because the love we share is more extraordinary and beautiful than anything I could have dreamed. Even standing here today in front of our loved ones, I still can't believe that I'm about to become your wife. I may not have dreamed of this exact day, but I always dreamed that I would find the perfect partner, and you are beyond anything I could have ever imagined. From the moment you entered my life, you've shown me the true essence of love, patient, kind, and endlessly understanding. Your kindness reaches deeper than I ever knew possible, filling my life in ways I never expected. I'm continuously amazed at how you navigate life's ups and downs with such grace, and your patience brings such a sense of peace into our lives that constantly reminds me of how steady and loving you are. We've grown together, not just as two individuals, but as a team, sharing our hopes and fears with unwavering support. You've stood by me through every decision. You're a steady voice of reason guiding me, and you've loved me through my darkest moments without hesitation. With you, I've learned that true, steadfast support means I can face any challenge with confidence, knowing that you'll always be there. You have given me the unconditional love that I've always dreamed of. You are my safe haven, my home. You have my heart forever. And so these promises I make to you. I vow to always put you first, prioritizing our love above all else. I promise to respect you deeply, honoring the extraordinary person you are and the dreams that you hold. I will stand by your side, supporting you through life's toughest challenges. I strive to make you proud, reflecting the strength and kindness you embody. I promise to love you unconditionally, with every fiber of my being, knowing you deserve so much love that it could never be fully captured in words. I will make you laugh, illuminating life's darkest moments, and I will share my truest self with you, without reservation. I vow to spend the rest of my life showing you the boundless love that you deserve. As I stand here today, I'm overwhelmed by how fortunate I am to have found a love like this. I always believed someone as remarkable as you existed, but I never imagined I could experience such a profound love. I am certain of you and the beautiful life that we will build together. One lifetime with you will never be enough. I will find you in every lifetime because my heart is forever entwined with yours. I love you, Matthew. You are my everything, now and always.
Bear with me. She may have had more grace with that than I'll have. So I might go slow.
All right, please share your vows with Karen when you're ready.
Yep. Karen, first and foremost, I love you. These are words you will hear from me countless times each day for the rest of our lives. There are an endless number of reasons behind that, but before I dive into a few, I want you to know that my love for you is pure, tender, wholehearted, unwavering, and grows with every day we spend together. I often tease you about our engagement, how you were in tears mere hours before I had planned the big event, convinced that a proposal was not on the horizon. At the time, I found it humorous that your patience had run out so close to the very moment you were anticipating. However, reflecting on that day, I now understand just how patient you had been for nearly 2 years leading up to it. Thank you for that patience. It took me too long to admit what I had known all along, that you are my soulmate. You are kind-hearted, sweet-natured, hilarious, smart, beautiful, ambitious, thoughtful, and playful. You are the love of my life, and I find joy and comfort in the certainty that you love me with the same immeasurable passion that I love you. As we commit to spending the rest of our lives together, I promise to be your personal chef, your pest control, your lawn worker, a sounding board, a shoulder to cry on, a hand to hold, any of the other million things you need me to fill as your husband. I promise to support you through any challenges you face and in pursuing whatever you're passionate about. I vow to always find ways to put a smile on your face. Not a day will go by without you feeling absolute love and admiration from me. That I assure you. Writing these vows was challenging, not for a lack of love, but because no words can fully capture my love for you. The best I can offer is my understanding of love. Love is pleading with time to slow down. It is savoring the small moments, like a kiss before bed, an evening stroll, a shared bagel on a Saturday morning, holding hands in silence during a long car ride, countless moments woven together. Love is the bliss of knowing exactly where you want to be, if only for a beautiful moment. And where I want to be is right next to you, together with love, always.
Thank you both for those heartfelt promises. Your vows are a beautiful reflection of the love you share and the future you are building together. Next, we will proceed with the exchange of rings. Rings are a timeless symbol of love and commitment. Rings are a circle without end, representing a bond that is unbroken and everlasting. Matthew, please take Karen's hand and place the ring on her finger, and as you do, repeat after me. With this ring, repeat after me.
With this ring,
I'm giving you a piece of my heart
I'm giving you a piece of my heart
and my promise to walk through life with you.
and my promise to walk through life with you.
This ring is a symbol of my commitment and love for you.
This ring is a symbol of my commitment and love for you.
Karen, now please take Matthew's hand and place the ring on his finger and repeat after me. With this ring, I'm giving you a piece of my heart
I'm giving you a piece of my heart
and my promise to walk through life with you.
and my promise to walk through life with you.
This ring is a symbol of my love. This ring is a symbol of my commitment and love for you.
This ring is a symbol of my commitment and love for you.
By the power vested in me by the state of California through the Los Angeles County Clerk of Court as a Deputy Commissioner of Civil Marriages, and with the love and support of everyone here, I am delighted to pronounce you husband and wife. Matthew, you may now kiss the bride.
To these fine, well-dressed groomsmen. Bring them on in. Andrew, Brian, Jacob and Danny. Next up, let's make some noise for these beautiful bridesmaids. Stacy, Chase, and Samantha. Let's show some love for the beautiful Maid of Honor, Callie, escorted by best man, Sean. Let's make some noise for Mr. and Mrs. Matthew Butler.
Stand over here next to my beautiful bride. I want to start by thanking you all for making it out here. I know this wasn't the most convenient location. I think we can call this a destination wedding for everyone, but I hope you see the true beauty in why we chose this place and really take it in and understand, what we saw and why we wanted to get married here and express our love to one another here. I mean, this is just truly a once in a lifetime experience. And it's so special that you guys are sharing it with us. So again, thank you all for coming here. I also want to give a special thanks. I know there's a lot of people here, both from Karen's side of the family and my side of the family, that were impacted by the recent hurricanes, Milton and Helene. And I know some of you have really moved mountains to come here and spend this time with us and, keep that stuff to yourself and harbor it from us, but you really don't have to. We love you, but we appreciate that you're here and you're spending this time with us and making that effort. It means the world. It's really breathtaking. I want to give a special thanks to my parents. My dad, being the officiant today, did a phenomenal job. I truly love you guys. You guys have been exemplary role models growing up. Your relationship is truly something that I hope ours lives up to. It's beautiful, and it's something I'm so thankful to have had my whole life. So I love you guys, and I love you guys. Yeah. I want to give a special thanks as well. This is a long speech of thank yous, in case you haven't gathered that. John and Teresa, you guys have the most open and welcoming hearts. It's truly beautiful, and it makes me feel so special. I know your daughter feels special. She loves you. We love you. I'm so blessed to be a part of your family now. In case you guys didn't know it, they raised a beautiful daughter that's intelligent, hardworking, hilarious, just perfect in every definition of the word. And I'm so thankful that you guys did your part in leading her here today. And I'm glad we met, and you're truly the love of my life. And I'm so thankful that we're here and got married. So additionally, in case you haven't seen or you'll see later tonight, there's a lot of stuff that John has built. He's a very handy man, and it's truly appreciated. We have some great unintentional gifts that we'll be keeping for a lifetime. Special thanks to Merce. In case you guys saw the signs last night, and the signs all at the bar and walking in today, there'll be another one tomorrow for the brunch. Those beautiful signs are made by Merce, so thank you so much. To my bride, I love you so much. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so thankful that we are together and that I finally came to my senses and realized how perfect you were. No, but seriously, you truly are my soulmate. I meant that when I said it, and I'm so excited to spend the rest of my life with you and grow our own family and explore the world together and take on challenges and celebrate successes. So, yeah. But anyways, thank you guys. We've got a really good menu coming out, great food. The chef here is fantastic. Thank you to the staff. You guys have been fantastic. They honestly took all the worries out of our minds today. I didn't have to lift a finger. It was beautiful. I felt like royalty. I'm sure if that was for me, I can't imagine what they did for Karen. So, no, seriously, thank you guys. It's been a perfect day. Lots of fun tonight, lots of good food. I won't hold it up because I think they're waiting to bring it out till I stop talking. So thank you all. I appreciate you all being here.
One look and I can't get my breath. Two souls into one flesh. When you're not next to me, I'm incomplete, 'cause I'm on fire like a thousand suns. I couldn't put it out, even if I wanted to. There's flames tonight. Look into my eyes and say you want me to, like I want you. Suns I couldn't put it out, even if I wanted to. This flames tonight. Look into my eyes and say you want me to, like I want you. God, how good.
Let's make some noise for Newlyweds and a beautiful first dance.
Gotta hold on easy as I let you go. Gonna tell you how much I love you, though you think you already know. I remember I thought you looked like an angel wrapped in pink, so soft and warm. You've had me wrapped around your finger since the day you were born. You're beautiful, baby, from the outside in. Chase your dreams, but always know the road that'll lead you home again. Go on, take on this whole world, but to me, you know you'll always be my little girl. When you were in trouble, that crooked little smile could melt my heart of stone. Now look at you, I've turned around and you've almost grown. Sometimes you're asleep, I whisper I love you in the moonlight at your door. As I walk away, I hear you say, Daddy, love you more. You're beautiful, baby, from the outside in. Chase your dreams, but always know the road that'll lead you home again. Go on, take on this whole world, but to me, you know
Ladies and gentlemen, a big, big round of applause for John and Karen and their very sweet father and daughter dance.
If you ask her, I've walked on water since before I could talk. She looks at me, forgets the miles I drove her up a wall. I get mad and call her crazy at every school bus stop goodbye. Each first day till I was driving, she'd see me off and start to cry. Even though I'm grown up, some things never change. Every time I fall down, she's there to carry the weight. She still dreams for me, prays for me, wants the whole world for me, forgets all the hell I've ever raised. She only sees me one way, like I was born yesterday. Ask her, I've done made it. She swears I'm a superstar. To her, these smoky dives I'm playing might as well be Fenway Park. She loves to tell her friends about me and shows them pictures on her phone. She says that her favorite one got took the day she brought me home. Even though I'm grown up, some things never change. Every time I fall down, she's there to carry the weight. She still dreams for me, prays for me, wants the whole world for me, forgets all the hell I've ever raised. She only sees me one way, like I was born yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Carlene and Matt and a very sweet mother and son dance. Thank you, Carlene.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sean Gilmartin, so welcome to my Netflix special. So this is fantastic. I'm Sean, and the best man, and lucky to have a friend like Matthew. It's been an honor and a privilege to stand by his side today. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone that could attend here tonight, especially Mr. and Mrs. Dacca and Mr. and Mrs. Gutman, for this beautiful day. Thank you for this beautiful day and having Matt and Karen join together as husband and wife. So, funny enough, I actually met Karen first when we both started our careers at Northrop Grumman. My first interaction with her was one of confusion when we met in the icebox program waiting to get cleared. She asked for something, and I helped her out, and I followed up with a, "Hey, do you need anything else?" And she responded with a frosty, "I'm already cleared, and I don't need anything, I'm fine," and walked away. And I said, "Wow, what a terrific and pleasant person that was." So after that, I met Matthew when he joined my team, and we instantly hit it off. He sat right behind me, and on day one, we both started talking trash to each other. I knew we were going to be the best of friends after that. We had many common interests and made talking to each other like we have known each other for many years. I won't forget when he told me that he was talking to someone he had met at work. And I asked, who was this lucky lady? And he goes, "This amazing girl named Karen." I told him I'm not sure who that is, as we have 1,000 people working here, so I brushed it off. Then, over the next couple of weeks, I strangely saw that girl from the icebox show up at our desk. She walked in almost every single morning and then started bringing Matt fresh baked goods. And of course, she never offered me one. The weeks turned into months of this going on, and I knew things were starting to get more serious. I became close friends with both of them. That Christmas, I must have received 100 text messages from each of them asking for my advice and opinion for gifts. I knocked it out of the park, obviously, so you're welcome. Yeah. At that time, I knew that these two were meant to be together because we just all went through this horrific ordeal of Christmas. After a while after that, Matt asked me to hang out after one of our bi-weekly poker tournaments, which he lost frequently. He told me he was going to propose to Karen, and I said, "It's about damn time, you idiot." So, with that being said, I want to wish you both the best of the futures. Don't let the little things get to you, such as Matt is a terrible golfer, or his weird obsession with bourbon, or how Karen has the appetite and the palate of a toddler. So, I want to raise our glasses and give it up to Mr. and Mrs. Matthew Gutman, my best friends, and I love you guys.
All right, so for those of you who don't know me, that sucks, you're missing out. Jokes. I'm Callie, Karen's tenured friend, and I have the joy and privilege of standing up here tonight as her maid of honor. For those of you who caught that, yes, I did say tenured friend. The term best friend does not do us justice. Our friendship is unconditional, and just like a tenured professor can't be fired from teaching, we can't be fired from being one another's friend. There is no reality in which we wouldn't be tied to one another. I will say, I do think Karen is a little terrified about me having the microphone right now, especially since the rules of a Maid of Honor speech say the speech is supposed to be part sentimental, part roast. Lucky for her, I've kept this pretty tame, mostly because she's the first one of us two to get married, which means she would have the opportunity to get me back so much worse one day. Some risks just aren't worth it, so if you wanted to hear embarrassing stories about Karen, come find me later. Anyways, Karen and I have been friends for so long, I couldn't tell you when or how we met. I can tell you, however, the moment I knew we would be friends forever. We were standing in her kitchen when Mama T served me these cheddar cheese sausage balls that were arguably the best thing I have ever eaten in my entire life. I knew then that we would be in each other's lives for the rest of eternity, if for nothing else but a lifetime access to those sausage balls. Coming up with what to say tonight has been one of the hardest things I've had to do, which is saying a lot because I'm studying to be a doctor. It was really hard to formalize and put into words what our friendship has meant for all these years. Karen truly is the greatest friend I could ask for. I feel so lucky to have the bond that we share. It is the epitome of unconditional love. They say a true friend is someone who knows the song in your heart and can sing it back to you when you've forgotten the words. Karen, you have been there singing my song back to me too many times to count. You remind me that I am kind and beautiful and Callie effing France who can do anything. You have molded so much of who I am today, and I can say with absolute certainty that I would not be where I am in life, would not be as successful, and would not be as happy if it weren't for you. You've become an extension of myself, my left arm, supporting me always. Your heart is gold, and it's so easy to see why Matt fell in love with you. The first time Karen ever laid eyes on Matt, she immediately texted me, "I just met my future husband." I so vividly remember rolling my eyes at what I thought was the most dramatic text in the world. I couldn't have been more wrong. Over the next year, I watched Karen's relationship with Matt evolve from coworker to friend to love of her life. And it has been the most beautiful journey to witness. I never believed in the whole cliche, when you know thing, but Karen has definitely proved me wrong. Well, I took a little longer than a first glance to get on board with the whole future husband thing. I knew for sure Matt was the one after our first interaction with one another. Matt was sitting next to Karen while we were on FaceTime, and within minutes, he was a little gossip girly with us, fully invested in the conversation, learning the characters and drama of my life as if he too had been my soul sister for over a decade. Since then, Matt has shown me time and time again that he is the most considerate, the most loving, and most dependable man. I couldn't have imagined or wished for a better fit for Karen. Matt, thank you for being you. I hope you have as much fun growing old with Karen as I have had growing up with her. Today, you guys became husband and wife, and after a pit stop in Italy, you will go back to normal and ordinary life. My hope for you both is to not be fooled by what some will call ordinary. Instead, I hope you always know how truly extraordinary it is to fall deeper in love with the same person every single day for the rest of your lives. I also hope you know that the person you just promised a lifetime of companionship to is the person who is statistically most likely to murder you. The best relationships aren't 50-50, they're 60-40 with both people doing 60. There's no doubt in my mind you two will show up for one another time after time with your 60. I am beyond excited and looking forward to watching the next chapter of your life together unfold. So to close this out, if everyone could please raise your glasses. I love you, KG. Here's to the Gutmans. Now. Yours now.
Yes, let's go, Danica. Oh, God. You're good. We got you. We got you.
You're going to go up there, John?
Yeah, I can't see from here. So if anyone needs to go take a quick restroom break, I've got about 200 cards to get through. But I'll try to make this. I was told I had 5 to 7 minutes, so we can start the clock and take the over-under and see where we go. So I get to be the last speech of what is has been a fantastic day, fantastic weekend. All the thanks have been poured out. All the guests from everybody that's traveled out here have all been done. I do certainly want to echo that, and I'm very thrilled to merge the two families together. It's going to be a great journey that we go through, and I look forward to watching you all grow old, merging the families and spending lots of time together as we go through. So thanks for that. Part of this, there has been a lot of things that have been stolen from my speech, so we'll try to kick through some of those as we go through. One of them, if you look on the back of your cards, Matt and Karen put in the mileage, who won the farthest mileage. So I had actually done that as well. I did it a little bit differently, but if you, so I had Matt who questioned, and Karen of course questioned every time I would call and ask for something. I said, hey, I just really want to see where everyone's from and do that. So of course I made a spreadsheet, being the geek, and put Google Maps for where everyone was from. And if you total it up, so I did it a little bit differently, it's 145,644 miles were traveled by everyone to be here tonight, if you gave me the correct spreadsheet, plus or minus as we go through there. The other part I'll say is, before I get started too far into it, is there's probably like 2, maybe 3 people in the world that intimidate me. One of them is my daughter. So when she called and told me about this, and then mentioned that there was a Father of the Bride speech, she said it's probably the most important speech, Dad, and it just has to be perfect. So with that, the last 485 days or whatever, I've been stressing like every day going to work, trying to make sure that I got all the things put together in a logical, coherent status. So we'll see how we do. The other part that I thought was really special was last night, Matt and Karen had us over, gave everyone gifts, beautiful handwritten notes with all the thought. And I thought it was really special because a lot of the things, what I wanted to talk about, Karen wrote to me in the letter. So some of that will come out, not all of it. Some of it's very personal. So we'll see if I get through it. But thank you for the beautiful gift and the beautiful cards, and as we go through there, and we'll see if I make it through. Probably not. So I'll talk a little bit about Karen. And Matt. I'll try to give you some advice. We'll see how that goes, and then we'll get to the toast as we go through. But I have the privilege to stand up here as the father of the bride and talk. But I think it's really important to understand, especially in our family, the importance of her mom. So. So our kids had it a little bit different than some. Obviously I was in the military. So by the time Karen was 12, we had moved 6 times, right? So with the first time, 6 months, she probably doesn't remember that one, but we drug her all over the country, and I was probably gone for 4 of those 12 years. So all the things that I'll talk about and all the wonderfulness that you hear from Karen, a lot of that really is her mom. So when I say I or that, I really mean probably Teresa, or if I do all those things. So please, Teresa, thank you for being such a wonderful mother and making all of this possible. Yeah, So we had Drew 5 years later because of the way the Navy works. We had Karen. 3 months after we had Karen, Teresa said, "Hey, I'm good. No more kids." And luckily for us, we had a boy and a girl, and we started using the term perfect in our life too, because we had just the perfect balance for that. During her childhood, things that I remember, she was very active, but she was also very playful. Somewhat demanding, so as we would walk through, and even when we moved to the UK, I'd fallen off a roof, hurt my ankle, so I could barely walk. But as we walked through the UK, Karen, who was 2005, 6, would stand in front of me, throw up her arms, and say shoulders. So I would pick her up. We walked around in all of London with her on my shoulders, bad ankle and all, but which was my own fault. But that was a lot of, but those are the way she was. Now, the other part of Karen that I thought was pretty unique was just her drive. And I'll have a couple stories here, but I probably should have realized early on that I should never challenge Karen at anything because it usually was going to cost me. So the first instance of this was when she was real little, playing soccer, which was kind of just like chase the ball around, the mob ball as the kids go through. Karen was picking flowers, not really paying attention to the game or even following the mob, just kind of doing her own thing. And I said, Karen, if you score a goal, I will take you to go get ice cream. Within like 2 minutes, Karen went, scored a goal, walked over and said, "Hey, can we go get ice cream?" And I was like, "Wow, yeah, that's pretty good. Why don't you do that like all the time?" And she's like, "Nope, let's just go get some ice cream and we'll go from there." The other part that I realized early on that if we had to change things was actually her love for animals. So when she was probably 4 years old, we had a birthday party for her in our backyard in Virginia Beach, and we had ponies, and Karen was on the ponies. So that was Virginia Beach. Then we moved, and so every house from there on out, we got more and more into horseback riding, ponies, as we went through. So we found more ponies in Scotland, horses in Texas, horses in Maryland, and then being puppies in Texas. We played Pass the Puppy for that, and got our big dog. So we had one puppy, and then Karen said, "What's better than one puppy?" Two puppies. So we got the second one, and we've always had two dogs since then. But when we came back to Maryland, and Karen really got into to horseback riding, I did the dad thing and actually bought my daughter a horse. I can tell you, that's a terrible financial investment because horses, once you buy them, they actually still cost you every month. But to see and it was Beamer, off-track thoroughbred, fantastic, noble animal, and to actually see those two interact together and the bond that they actually form. So when other kids were in high school going out, getting in trouble, my daughter was going to the stable at 6 a.m., working with the horse, staying there all afternoon, working with the horse. And then unfortunately, the person that convinced me to buy the horse moved. And then the horse got hurt, and then we could never ride the horse again. So it really was a financial disaster. But every bit worth the money spent, and just to see those two together are some of the great memories for me. The other story I have for Karen, and we've got family here from Georgia and Alabama. Karen has her dog Bentley, who you see on the back. Bentley has a very unique story. So during COVID, when Karen was in college, Teresa's cousin Steve, who I call my cousin, one of my hunting buddies in Georgia, calls me up, and we're getting ready to go hunting in December, and this message just started, and he says, hey, would Karen be interested in this kind of dog? A friend of mine's raising these Boykin Spaniels, which I had never even heard of a Boykin Spaniel. So I sent Karen a text and said, would you like one of these puppies? And Karen was like, yes. And she sent it to her mom, who I had not told that I had done. So 3 months later, Teresa was talking to me again, which was good after not talking to me for 3 months. But because Teresa knew she actually had to raise the dog because Karen was in college. And so she had to do all the initial and potty training. But I drove up to the hunting trip, sold my truck for the dog, which was, probably a good deal because I got a new truck and you got a dog. So thank you for that. And that's how we got Bentley into the family. And as you say, he's a very good boy. He's a very good. So the other Karen story I have that I learned. We talked a little bit about the drive. So when Karen was in college. I had her first year at the University of Tampa, not allowed to have cars or anything. So I said, well, if you become an RA, I will get you a car because then I'd have to pay less for Tampa, which is probably one of the most expensive schools in Florida that you can go to. Another financial disaster. You can see the theme here. So she said, okay. So she was going to apply, and I think there was 70 people that applied, 200 people that applied for like 5 positions, 50. So I got the numbers wrong. So she's correcting me. But somehow she got the job, and then she was like, hey, Dad, I got the RA job. I'm coming up. When can we go get a car? And I was like, huh. So I held up. We went and picked out a car. And then I don't seem to ever really learn. 2 years later, we go in and her grades are always really good, but she was just short of making the dean's list. So I said, hey, if you make dean's list, I will pay off the car, and you can just have the car. Thinking there was no way that she could do that because I'm pretty smart in math too, and I had done the calculation. She had to basically get all A's and take one extra class. So she took one extra class, got all A's, graduated with dean's list, and then got crowned as the smartest of all the DATCAs, which she still has the plaque on her desk today. Made by her brother Drew, who gave it to her for her birthday, so she now never lets us forget that she is the smartest of all the DATCAs. So I didn't learn that lesson as well. So the last thing with Karen that I'll say is an interesting part of her Northrop journey. So, I was in the Navy, retired in 2010. I've been working for Northrop ever since on lots of different programs. So when Karen was in high school in Maryland, she hated engineering and what we did. She was like, I will never do what you do. So then went to college, still hated it. We got moved. I was able to transfer down to Florida to be closer to Karen and work on a new program down there. She actually came back from college, went back to Southern Maryland, lived with some friends, worked as a server over the summer. Still was going to do that, and I said, hey, maybe think a little bit more about Northrop because, Drew interned, and interns make like $20+ an hour as an intern with Northrop in 2020, and she was like, well, maybe. So another friend talked to her. She decided that she would go consider it. So we set up. She had to put in her resume, drive up to UCF, right, to do an interview. I helped her get her interview into the stack. But then after that, it was 100% on her own. She blew away the interview. Obviously, they offered her the internship. She came to work on my program, which was an interesting time. How she got her clearance ahead of Matt, but yeah, she got her clearance that summer. You were as an intern at the same time and didn't know each other then. Yep. But so did that, and then decided to go ahead and give it a shot and come join the team. But then COVID happened again. I took a job in California, and she did a very brave thing. She had been offered a job in Melbourne with the team that she was on, and she decided at that time to move with us out to California, change jobs, something completely different. We talked about what jobs were available. There was a quality job available. She was open to that and did a very brave thing, moved out, took that jump, and I think it turned out to be one of the best decisions of our lives. So I'm super happy that you did that, but you did all that, and I'm super, super proud of you for making all those really brave decisions. And then Matt. So my story with Matt is a little bit different than there. So being over the system test team out in Palmdale, I had a lot of people come talk to me, and Karen was on the quality team, and I was lucky enough to be able to work at the same place and talk to my daughter on IM every day for a couple years and interface with her that way. But I had my team come talk to me and say, "Hey John, did you know your daughter is with this guy Gutman?" And I was like, "No, I didn't. So let me talk to her and see." So I call her into my office and I'm like, "Hey, what's this thing about this rumor?" And she's like, "No, absolutely not. Just a rumor." So then, like within 2 weeks, I'm driving into work, and you get to work really early in Palmdale, 5, 6 in the morning. I pull up, and I see Karen's car there, and I walk up to it to just say hi in the morning at 6 like dark. And I look in the driver's side, or the passenger side, and I see the chair all the way leaned back, like really reclined, windows up. I couldn't tell if there was steam or not, but windows up. So I tap on the window, and Matt rolls it down, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, Matt." And then I call Karen back, and I'm like, "Hey, what about this?" And she's like, nothing to see here. Just friends. Dad doesn't always believe daughters, but I was happy to see, and then obviously you could see the relationship grow and move on from there. So. Yeah. And then Teresa looked on Facebook and status has changed, and that's how I learn about relationships. And then, as the relationship grew, I really got to know Matt, and Matt, I think you're an absolutely fantastic person. I love the way you and Karen interact. It reminds me a lot of how Teresa and I interact, except that Teresa's the calm one. So I'm kind of the Karen, and you're the Teresa, but it works well for us. So, but I love that, and I'm really looking forward to spending our lives together. And so moving on to the advice piece of it. So usually when people ask me for advice, I start with don't do what I did, because I did everything wrong like my entire life, and I'm probably lucky to still be alive. But in this case, when it comes to marriage, I think I've actually done that decently, because I have such a wonderful wife. So oh, thanks. But we've been married 32 years. Jack and Carlene have been married 32 as well. I walk around and talk to a lot of families here, and there's an awful lot of people here that have been married an awful long time, which just goes to show what a great environment you all have to nurture you. So I would say I can give some advice on here, and it may actually be valid. So one of the things a long time ago when Teresa and I were going to get married, we went through marriage counseling, and our priest at the time at the marriage counseling said, "Hey, in this phase of your life, things have changed, and you all talked about this some in your vows, but your new priorities are God, spouse, everybody else." So I leave you with that. God, as you see it, the faith to believe in each other, to love, all that gets founded in belief and trust, and all that comes from your belief in those kind of things and that background, and I believe you all have both been raised with that moral fiber that will serve you well as you go through. Spouse, a little bit of funny story with spouse. So go back to high school, Maryland. We're coming through a hurricane and a bunch of storms. Trees falling down and everything, and I tell Karen, if the house is burning, I'm going to save your mom first. To which Karen was like, what? What are you talking about? And I said, one day you'll understand why I would do that. And I said, don't get me wrong, I will still go in and save you, and I'll still give up my life to save you, but I'm going to save Teresa first because she's the most important thing in my life, and I've put her most important in my life. So I want you to understand that as you make this transition, I understand now that we've just moved down a step, and that's okay. I put each other first. That is perfectly okay. Believe in everybody else. I still want you to come save me, because you're probably better at that now than I am. But I understand that you to do that. And then the last advice that I give when it comes to this stuff, and Matt and I have talked about it. My going in position in our marriage is Teresa gets whatever she wants, right? Now, it doesn't always end that way, but that's the going in position. And for you both, if you go in with that position for each other, that each person gets everything they want, and then you figure it out what you can and what you can't afford, and what you can do, and how to make each other happy, and the compromises, starting with yes and getting there makes all the difference in the world, and it'll take you a long way. Well, most parents, I read stories to the kids when they were little. I even videoed some when we were on cruise, so Teresa could play it with them while they go. And so some of the things you'll see around here, and if you look at the woodwork stuff we've done, the saying we've always given to each other, and Karen was gracious enough and Matt were gracious enough to put it on my cufflinks, where we love you to the moon and back, right? So to the moon and back, most people think that, because there's a bunch of different books, most people think that To the Moon and Back is based on the book To the Moon and Back, which is like two bears on it. But the one that we read isn't really that. It's Guess How Much I Love You, and I'll explain that here in a little bit. So if you look at the miles that we did, so 145,000 and that, and you do the round trip, you get to 290,000. The distance to the moon, because we looked all this stuff up, because I'm a little geeky. Average, because obviously it's an orbit, but just want to make sure, because all the engineers here will be fact checking me, and someone will have texted me the exact number, but it's about 240,000 miles to there. The moon's circumference 6,700 plus or minus as you go through. So I think we've shown that we have enough love in the room as a group to take you all to the moon, around the moon, and part of the way back. But the good news is, because I work on a missile program, you actually don't need a lot of energy or love to get back. You can just use gravity. So I'm going to call it that we have enough to get you all to the moon and back. So let me see the picture first. Yeah, the frame. So I was told no surprises, fail. But I was also told I had to do day of gifts, which I had never heard of. So we'll consider this the day of gift. So what we did was we made you all, so there's a heart on Cleo where we are, stars where most families came from. We think we got everyone based on that. And then we had everyone sign on the back for you all, and it says To the Moon and Back, Matthew and Karen, 10/19/2024. And if you haven't signed, we have a pen. Please sign before the end of the day. All right. So the other thing I got was the book, Guess How Much I Love You. And if you haven't read the book, it's a wonderful read if you like children's books. And if you're not, it's still a wonderful read. But it's about the big nut brown hair and the little nut brown hare. Little nut brown hare is trying to impress big nut brown hare about how much they love you, and big nut brown hare continually shows that I love you more. I can do this. So little nut brown hare jumps, big nut brown hare jumps higher. Little nut brown hare goes, wow, I wish I could jump like that. And really that's kind of the relationship that we have. And in the end, big nut brown hare or little nut brown hare says, well, I love you all the way to the moon. Big nut brown hare says, that's very, very far. Little nut brown hare falls asleep. Big nut brown hare says, I love you to the moon and back. And that's the end of the story. So I wrote your toast in the book. And I'll try to read it and not cry, but we'll see as you go through. So to Matt and Karen, so we'll go ahead and raise for the toast. May your love for each other be as magical, boundless, and timeless as a child's storybook. May your love be like both little nut brown hare, happily showing how much you love, and big nut brown hare, proudly showing how much more you love. And finally, may you always love each other the way everyone here, Jack, Carlene, Teresa, and I, your mom, love you, which is to the moon and back, and that is very, very, very far. Up there.